How do you spell Jesus? Simple. J-E-S-U-S. But let's not stop at the obvious. This name carries weight, history, and significance spanning centuries and cultures. It's not just spelling a word. It's like opening a small window to the world. Let's address the modern frustration: languages. In English, Jesus is straightforward, but enter Spanish or Latin America, and there it's pronounced as Hay-soos. Same spelling, different vibe. It throws people off, especially when both names have devout meanings. Then there's the Old Testament connection. The Hebrew version, Yeshua, is closer to Joshua. Yes, Jesus and Joshua are linguistically linked. It has to do with how ancient languages were translated into Greek, Latin, and other tongues. History loves playing the remix game. Pain point here. Why are Bible names like these so complicated? For centuries, interpretation wasn't just religious, it was political. Fast forward to modern languages, and suddenly we're arguing about tiny details like a letter J that didn't exist in early alphabets. Greek translation? Make it Hay-soos. Latin? Hay-soos. Notice no J here yet. It wasn't until the 17th century that the letter J became standard in English, evolving into the Jesus spelling we use today. Mind blown? Same. Pro tip for life: don't assume a name wraps up neatly in every language. Names like Jesus showcase how history shapes even what we think are constants. Its spelling traveled globally, shifting cultures, pronunciations, and scripts. Beyond the linguistic fun, there's the spiritual reverence. For millions, spelling Jesus isn't just about letters. It's sacred. Missteps can feel disrespectful. Hence, some people spell it fully capitalized as Jesus to emphasize its divine significance. And then, cultural shorthand. People use JC or just Christ, skipping Jesus entirely. Why? Convenience? Fear of misuse? Some love the casual approach, others feel it waters down the name. And this tension is oddly fascinating. It's weirdly satisfying when things align, like realizing Jesus is just the modern English stable cousin in the family of Yeshua, Jesus, and Hay-soos. Each version tells its own story even though they connect across timelines. If you've ever Googled, how do you spell Jesus for a school paper or debate, don't feel bad. It's not a dumb question. You're navigating a maze of language, history, and faith. Few other words pack this much complexity. If you're ever in doubt, just default to JESUS. Think of it as the universal passcode for modern understanding. Bonus tip: if you're writing in another language, double-check that spelling. Context changes everything. Isn't it odd that the most simple question, how do you spell Jesus, has such layered answers? You wanted spelling, but what you got is insight into thousands of years of linguistic and cultural evolution.